Namaskar. Good evening, dear devotees and friends. Today, this class, in a very special place, we are doing it. It is in Charlotte, a Vedanta Study Circle group. I have come to visit them, and this will be a hybrid class. So all of them, they are here. Some of them, we can say, the group. And we'll be also telling about, as we always do, the online program that we'll be doing it. So this is the Charlotte group, and they have invited. I'll be here 16, 17, and 18, and then I will go to another place in the North Carolina itself. We will start with this mantra. Tabu kathamritam tapta jivanam kabhi bhiriritam kalmashapaham sravana mangalam srimadatatam bhubi grinanti e bhurita janaha. Those who are regularly listening to this class, attending this class, you know, Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna was visiting Ram Babu's house. Ram Babu, a very close devotee of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, and that is the way, the very unique way, the eternal message he was spreading. The God himself, in the form of the Sri Ramakrishna, he came and he wanted to make people aware about the divinity. But the process, the system that he was following was a very intimate system. He used to visit different devotees' house, and then other devotees will be gathering over there and they will be discussing. So this is the way he used to do. Not that it was a lecture sort of thing, but there will be conversation. Some people are coming and they were also commenting, Sri Ramakrishna rectifying them. This is a very unique way, very unique way. You know, friends, almost more than 100 years, the same system the Ramakrishna mission is following. The Swamis are going to different places. But of course, as because of the development of the technology, we are utilizing this technology to reach out to maximum number of people. And moreover, we go to give the lectures in big places. The Swamis, they visit in different places. But the only purpose is to make them aware about the divine nature. Why? We will come to this as Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna is talking with the ambassador of Nepal. Then he was there in Calcutta. He used to come to visit Sri Ramakrishna, and Sri Ramakrishna used to call him as captain. So captain is visiting with his family, and Sri Ramakrishna, as we usually do, when he has come with the family, then we are asking the children to go to visit different places and the temples, the gardens. The children, they go because they won't understand the discussion. So when the captain came and Sri Ramakrishna asked someone, can you please take the children to go around these places? Then he was talking about the captain. Mentioning Sri Ramakrishna appreciated him. He was a man from Nepal, and he was very devoted. The Sri Ramakrishna was appreciating him, but the question came, a married person. We are all the bound people because we have the family, the wife, children. The Sri Ramakrishna said, no, only the ego, kind of ego, one is able to love Satchidananda. What is that ego? I am the son of God. I am the servant of God. I am the disciple of God. follower of God. So different way, when the people are getting attached with God, immediately they are becoming completely free. And what is this freedom and bondage? In Hinduism, it is very clear. They say, if you are attracted to the created thing, anything that has been created, this whole universe is created. Anything of this universe, if it attracts you, you will be bound. What is the bind? Bound means you have to come again and again, you have to take birth again and again. And when we are taking birth, it is not sure that we will take birth as a human form. In different form, in different body, in different place, in different time, we may take birth, and accordingly we will be either enjoy or suffer, it will go on. So this is the main problem. When you understand this, we like to go out of this. As I always say, those who are liking it, this life, this enjoyment, it's okay for them. You need not to bother about hearing or listening or reading the gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. When that realization will come to go out of it, then it is for you. Then I knew her for a long time. Now she is in a very difficult situation, and she was telling enough, Maharaj, now I am going to go out, I will be living all alone like this. The experience that she is thinking in that way. The father passed away, mother is almost going to be dead, and the husband is going to go separation and going on. So all these things, after all the experience she is telling, I like to live a life of peace, and a monastic life. What is the monastic life? Sannyasa life? Going on giving lecture, visiting people? No, that's only the part. But the sannyasa life means constantly of this world. That is monasticism. Giyasa nitya sannyasi yo na dveshti na kangshati. That is called sannyasa. In the Hindu system, they always say brahmacharya, garastha, banaprastha and sannyasa. And this sannyasa means after this enough from the creation to the creator. What is this creation? We all know this creation is made of only 5 things. There is all details. Most of the students of the Vedanta, they know. The Panchabhuta, always they say, the Hindus, even the villagers, even the children, they will be telling Panchabhuta. Shiti, Apa, Tej, Marut, Bom, these are the 5, the ingredients out of which the whole universe has come. And this also, the power that the Maya has used to create all these are 3. Sattva, Raja, Tama, Guna, 3 guna. It's not the hundreds and thousands of things, only the 5 and 3. So this is the way they do. And the Vedantin will say they are also having 2 power, to cover the original thing and to superimpose something else on the original. They give the example, classical example, as we always say, that is a rope which is covered, and we are superimposing a snake on the rope. Rope is nothing, but we superimpose the snake on the rope. So this is the whole creation, and we are thinking that this is original, and we are going on binding into this. Oh, this is so much. Today I was just discussing with one of our devotee, so how thing goes. First, I have to become someone, so they are going to school. The school buses were, a lot of school buses, and we had to stop. And in this country, you cannot cross the school bus. The care is given to that. And that boy, we could see that the mother is preparing him, and the school bus is waiting. And all people are at the back of the school bus. We are all waiting when that boy will finish and then come and board in the bus, and only then you can go. So now that life goes in this way. Then I have to become a doctor, these, so many things. then the life, husband, wife, then after that, the children, after the children, grandchildren. So one after another, it goes on. How the mind, it always gets some attraction and get attachment, and then, so this is called Maya. In the beginning, when we started our life, we were thinking, oh, this is the, then after that, we forget. We go for the marriage, oh, the husband and wife. Then after that, the children, then we mostly 50%, 60%, that also goes to the children, then all attachment, affection. After the children again, it goes to grandchildren. So this is the way it is going on and on. So after that, when we observe this again and again, then the Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna is mentioning, that is called the viveka, when we are constantly judging things, and then after viveka, the discrimination, dispassion. What happens after dispassion? Peace. All the happiness that we are going on thinking that we will go to get, and this happiness comes when actually we are detached to this. So this is the way Sri Ramakrishna was talking, and Sri Ramakrishna says, if you can develop love like the gopis for Krishna, the love for Krishna, and many people, they are loving Krishna. No, it should be like the gopis. Now friends, those who have read the Bhagavata, or those who have heard about these gopis, sometimes in the people, they don't understand, and they will be depicting the picture in the movies and others. The gopis, there's the attachment. No, it is not like that. It is a one-sided love, one flow. I like God. Whether God likes me or not, whether I am getting all my prayers are fulfilled or not, answered or not, it doesn't matter. Whether you look at me or not, I like you. The prema means only one-way flow. I like God. And what type of? That I should see that nothing is disturbing the God. Whether the God is having a lot of power, and then if I worship God, the God will bless me, nothing like that. So this is called the prema. So those who are trying to reach to the ultimate goal through the path of duality, gopis, gopinis of the Vrindavan, that they are the examples. And the ultimate is the Radha. Radha was not having any other qualities or gunas except the sattva. That's why the Radha is white. The color of sattva is white. Radha's love goes one way to Krishna, to God. So Sri Ramakrishna was discussing about it, and he was asking the others also, why don't you talk about that? The discussion, it was going on. And then someone raised that topic, that the great personality, and the great personality in India, and he has written a life, Bankim Chandra. The Bankim Chandra has written a life of Sri Krishna, Krishna Charit, a very famous book. And those who have read, as usual, they were discussing that there the Bankim is telling he is not accepting the gopis. The gopis and the cowherd boys and the girls who are very simple, and their love for the Krishna, he doesn't want that. So they were mentioning like this, he doesn't accept the Krishna's life with gopis. The Sri Ramakrishna said, I also hear the Bankim says that one needs passion such as lust to understand the gopis and gopinis. A devotee, he has written in his magazine that the purpose of religion is to give expression to our various faculties, physical, mental, spiritual. He was depicting that. That's a beautiful book, that's a great book, but the thing is, he was missing the right point. Why? Because that is the time when the Britishers were on our they were ruling India, and the people, the educated people and each and everyone, they wanted to come out of that. So the Bankim Chandra, though he was a deputy magistrate, he was a part of the administration, but very through the books, through his writings, through his publications, he wanted to send the message that we want strong physique and courage to fight against, like that. Because the Krishna is mentioning that go and fight to Arjuna. So taking that, he was mentioning that he should do. So that was the background. But Sri Ramakrishna, he was looking at from the point of view of spirituality. There it is nothing like that. So he was mentioning that, but these things are not written in the newspaper. How would he believe them? That's a very nice way he was mentioning. He didn't believe the gopinis and gopis and that. Why? But jokingly, Sri Ramakrishna was telling, it was not written in the newspaper. Majority of the people, we always believe the newspaper. And particularly sometimes they say the whole Bengali community, they actually go along with the news published in Anandabajar. This is a very popular. And they will be all reading that, they will get all information and they think that is the ultimate. And whether that is correct or not, the person who is reporting whether that is really true or not, who is going to judge in that way? So this is the way they always think. The Sri Ramakrishna making joke that someone came to his friend and said, hey, I was passing through that road and I saw that building suddenly crashed, everything. Then immediately said, wait, let me check the newspaper, today's newspaper. He took out the newspaper and opened. No, I don't see any news here. No, I saw it right now when I was passing. No, I don't believe because it is not in the newspaper. So this is the way sometimes we believe, but most of the time there's a exaggerated thing. So that is the main problem. So this is the way it goes. The captain. Krishna is God himself. In describing him, we have to use such term as whole and part. As captain, he was the ambassador, he was a naturally educated person. And he was telling the Krishna, when we are describing Krishna, either the whole and the part, he is giving the indication. Then Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna is mentioning, the whole and part are like fire and its sparks. On the basis of this conception, there is a philosophy of the Ramanuja. Many of you know, in the Advaita Vedanta, then Dvaita Vedanta, in between Vishishta Advaita, it is also there. When you mention Advaita, these three comes. This is the philosophy. What is the philosophy? They explain. They explain in such a way that what is this God, what is the God's creation, this universe, and what is the relation between the God and its creation. These three questions must be answered. All religion and all philosophy, they have tried to give in this way. In India, 6 different views developed because they were free to express their views. The 6 systems of Indian philosophy. Those who have read the philosophy, they all know the 6 systems of Indian philosophy. Some of them, they don't believe in the existence of God at all. Even then, it is accepted as a philosophy. Why? Because they are giving the example and analysis, and they are mentioning that this is the way the God has created, and this is the creation, and this is the ultimate, this way. The Sri Ramakrishna is mentioning whole and part are like fire and sparks. Who are the jivas wherefrom we have come? From the fire. And what is that fire? That is God. The word the sparks is having all the properties of the fire. Atma that we are, we like to go back to fire. But if we are not having those properties in us, we won't be able to do that. So that is the reason it says that it is a part and the whole. Sri Ramakrishna is mentioning. An incarnation of God is for the sake of the bhaktas and not for the Jnanis. The Sri Ramakrishna's words, as Swami Vivekananda said, even a single sentence you can develop philosophies. Apparently, he looks like a very ordinary village person. And moreover, but in the philosophy, he knew everything. And he will never make any mistake. And when we go through the pages of this book, the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, we are studying from a 789 page of the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. Here we find how in one sentences he is giving the indication. Those who are following the path of jnana, for them there is no incarnation. For them there is no God. Hindu. But at the same time, they will never follow that. You know, in Belur Math, Swami Vivekananda's disciple, he was a great Advaitin. And when he used to come, he used to live in Himalaya in the Mayavati. He was given the responsibility to develop the Advaita ashram. And when he used to come to Belur Math, as because he was Advaitin, so dualistic, the prayer that Ramakrishna, the Khandana Bhava Bandhana, the moment they will start, he will go inside the room, he will close, and he will never listen to it, because the duality may come. The God is separate, I am separate. When we listen to this, when we hear that, so we think, oh my God, how it is? It is not, you are not worshipping Sri Ramakrishna even. They accept Sri Ramakrishna for his philosophy. But the duality, the God is there, and I am here, I should pray to God, I should go to God, that is absent. This is also Hinduism. So when you talk about Hinduism, we have to understand this. These Jnanis, those who are following the path of Jnana, they never visit any temple. They never meditate, they never pray, they never offer any food. But constantly they are thinking that I don't belong to this world. I am not this body, I am not the mind. It is such a high philosophy, it is so subtle and so difficult to practice. The ordinary people should not listen to this. They say it should not, because that will disturb their faith also. Another is there, that is duality. The duality means God is there and I am. And God is far away. I have not seen God. How can I believe God? So the God himself is taking a human form and some different forms, and he is coming and living with us, growing up with us, and slowly showing a wonderful life, and we become attracted to that. That is called incarnation. This is necessary for the devotees, for the bhaktas. So there are jnana marga, bhakti marga, and karma marga, dhyana marga, the four paths, four yogas. Those who are following the path of meditation, there are many are there. They are very strict about food. They won't eat all places. And whenever there is an opportunity, they will close their eyes, they will see it, and they will withdraw their senses. And they don't like to listen to all the problems of the society, what is happening, the war, these, that. They don't like to disturb the mind. So they control the food. What is the food? Through the eyes, we are getting lot of food. It goes to our mind, so naturally we are feeding the mind. Through the ear, we are listening the sound, and that is also feeding the mind. So this is the way it goes. The chakshu, karna, nashika, jiva and tak, these are the five, that constantly collecting food. It is not only the tongue. Somehow it has come to the tongue, no. It has all the five sense organs. So one should be very careful. Those who are following the path of meditation, they stop all those. So they live very alone and in a secluded places, so they are not disturbed and mostly controlling as a way. If you go and tell them, you know, so many poor people are there, children are there, why don't you let us go and collect some fund to help them? No, don't talk about all this. We don't know, it is all God. So So that is therefore. So you should not criticize them, but it's a mentality, temperament. They like to meditate, they like to withdraw their senses. This is one path. What is their goal? Paramatma. They don't say Bhagavan. They don't say Ishvara. They say Paramatma. Why the Paramatma? I am the Jiva Atma, individual self, and Parama Atma, the bigger self, the fire and the spark of the fire. Jivatma and Paramatma. So this is the way it always goes, Jivatma, Paramatma. This Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna is mentioning the Jivatma and Paramatma here. And for the Jnanis, the incarnation is not necessary. For the Bhaktas, incarnation is necessary. Why? As Lord Jesus mentioned in one place, those who have seen the Son have seen the Father. It is Jesus, he said. We accept Jesus, but not the churchianity. Churchianity is a different system. But the Jesus is very genuine. His all teachings that goes along with our Vedantic teaching. The Jesus is mentioning those who have seen the Son have seen the Father. Why the same qualities? Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna also mentioned, if you have seen the avatara and incarnation, you have seen the God. Same qualities. Then what is God? The God is all good qualities. Sometimes we think that God means, oh, I should realize God, I should realize God, I should see God. And I have seen God is Kali in my dream, I see. This is all good. There's nothing wrong in it. But the thing is, when you realize God, you are imbibing many good qualities. And that's why the Lord Jesus, many a times he said, the God is forgiving you for your fault. If that is so, then can't you forgive your brothers? One person came to the Jesus and he was mentioning, how many times shall I forgive my brother? Because he is going on creating difficulty for me. What was the answer? Answer was 70 times 7. How many times shall I forgive him? 70 times. That means all the time. Because the God is also forgiving you for all your faults. That means the qualities we should develop. Now, Sri Ramakrishna is mentioning, it is in the Adhyatma Ramayana that the Rama alone is both the pervading spirit and everything pervaded. That is the path of jnana. What is God? The God is the creator. And how he has created? Out of himself. And when he is creating out of himself, the creation is also he. So when we are, it is half an hour, 1 hour, up to 9:30. So when we are creating, suppose I am creating from sugar. The sugar balls or the mishti that we call the sweets will be sweet only, the sugar only. So don't eat sugar, but you can eat the sweets. That don't go. I'll be so happy if it is there. But no. If you are eating the sugar and all the sweets made of sugar are the same thing. The sweets that you are making out of sugar in a different form, different sizes, but it is sugar. At the direct sugar, when you are mixing in your tea, it is also sugar. So the God and His creation, no differences. On the basis of this karma yoga, when I am helping a person, I am a rich man, I have money, so I am donating, that is wrong. I am helping the living gods and goddesses. So that is the way So these are the very wonderful teachings that we find over here. So why? To be happy in this world, because we get attached and moha. What is the moha? All people should like me, all people should appreciate me, all people should know about me. And now the moha has spread it so much. Sometimes I see even the young girls and the boys, they're taking very peculiar type of pictures and all that and posting it, and the people, they're going on seeing like that, and he or she must be very happy. 10,000 people have seen me. What they have seen? They have seen a monkey. That is why the living monkey is jumping, and so this way. But the poor girls, poor boys, they don't understand this appreciation had no value at all. No value at all. I went to give a talk long back in Assam school, and I found that some of the senior students, that mostly the young boys, they're changing. So they colored their hair. In the class 11, 12 boys, the half is yellow, half is red, a very peculiar color. And they were sitting at the back bench and not on the bench, on the high bench they were sitting. So that people can look at them. All the junior boys are turning to them and looking. In the classroom, big classroom, they invited me to give the talk. I told them, so you want to get the attention of the people? Now, I will give you an example. One person, he was taking two monkeys with the beautiful dresses. The monkey was gesturing very peculiarly with the human dress and all that, and lot of people, they came running to see those monkeys. By the side of that road, one person was walking. He was having shaven head and round glasses and the stick. When he was walking, millions of people were standing both the sides, and they were telling Gandhiji is going. So both they were attracting the attention of the people. The one, the monkey, because of the peculiar dress. They are also attracting the attention of the people, but they don't appreciate. People don't appreciate, just the fun of it. But when the Gandhiji is going, people appreciate. So what do you like to be? Like the first one or second one? So this is the main discrimination. Human beings should be like this. This is the way we have to understand. Then we get the self-confidence. I have the quality. I know I can do it. And that is sufficient for me. Not that I have to have the clappings all the time. I should be happy. I should be happy. That is the main. Mirabai never sang in the programs. And other people are singing Mirabai's song in the programs to become happy. But Mirabai sang for God all alone, closing the door. Now she is so much popular, who never wanted to become popular. So this is the way it always, sab chhode, sab paave. If you give up everything, I don't need appreciation, you will get the appreciation. And if you go running for appreciation, people will never appreciate you. So this is the way we have to understand, and that is the reason the religion. Why religion? Religion gives us very practical teaching. And I become happy. When I become happy, I can make others happy also. And how I can become happy? Because I understand the philosophy. Only a few days. There's sometimes, in our monastic life also, when we were brahmacharis and many of us were there, so obviously there's way, some are very good, some are not that way good. So I used to tell all the time to our friends, don't bother about it. Why? Because we won't be here together all the time. We have come over here to take the trainings, then we'll be scattered in Ramakrishna mission, so many centers in so many places. Maybe in the whole life we won't be able to meet. Like the school friends, where are they? We don't know. All they have scattered. But in the school, why he should sit in that bench, why he is so much tension. And after 10 years, we don't know. Even if we want to offer my pen and pencil to my friend, I won't get that. My friend, somewhere he has already gone. This temporariness of the world, if it is there in the mind, Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna says, that is called sannyasa. If the attachment is there, love is there, that is called samsari. Samyak sarati ya sa samsara. constantly changing, but I am thinking that is the permanent thing. I am trying to grab that. I will always miss it. This little thing, very simple and very correct. I am taking a little water from the flowing river. The water that I have taken out of the river, and the next again when I am taking, that is not the same water. The water has already passed. So that is like the life, it goes. You are the Supreme Lord, distinguished as the Bichara, the signifying the symbol. Then Bachaka and the Bachya, the two Sanskrit words they are using. Bachaka and the Bachya, the object signified. Bachaka, the expression, and Bachya, the object it is signifying. The goddess Kali. Now the Lord Shiva here, Lord Shiva is sitting, and his throat as if he drank the poison. Truly, he drank the poison? No. He controlled his ego, his control, his anger. The terrible ego that was, what is that poison? All Hinduism is full of talk in such a way as if it was a great attraction. The two brothers, there's a Devata and Daita, they were churning the ocean, and then the rope was a big snake, and then so beautiful things were coming up. Suddenly, all the venom, the poison started coming out. Who will take? Then Shiva went and drank, and so many pictures and all that. Actually, when we are meditating, the bad thought and the good thought is constantly going on, pulling up and down, up and down. That is called the snake. Meditation is symbolized as a snake. The yoga. Yoga is the snake. Why? Because the Kundalini Shakti, it moves like the snake, wriggling way. This symbolism. Shiva is not having any snake all the time hanging from the neck. Unnecessary. But somehow people they think in that way. Just think in this way, as because it moves like that, the main power, the Kundalini Shakti. So this is the snake. In the Ramakrishna Mission symbol also we will find the snake. And now after 500 years, all the Ramakrishna Mission disciples, they will be painting one snake. That will be foolish. We don't have anything to do with the snake actually. The snake means the symbol of yoga, symbol of great yogi. That is why as if he drank the whole that poison, which no one could do. And that is the reason Shiva is the main. When the whole creation is closing up, it is the Shiva, goes back to Shiva. The word Shiva means the purity. So this is how Sri Ramakrishna is mentioning one who has created and the object. Then this object and the creator, they must be the same. Captain is mentioning signifying symbol means the pervader, and the object signified means the thing pervaded. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, pervader in this case is a finite form. Again, those who have studied the Vedanta, they will understand it very well. The moment you say that the God has created this universe, that means you know about God. And the moment you can understand the God, God becomes finite. And anything finite, temporary. And God cannot die. God cannot be the temporary. So that is the reason it says, the Sri Ramakrishna is mentioning the pervader in this case is a finite form that is called the God. It is God incarnating himself as a human being. It is God incarnating. So this is Hinduism again. But Hinduism is not hurrying to tell this. Slowly, slowly takes our mind above. So Swami Vivekananda said, we are traveling from the lower truth to higher truth. The lower truth is this, this world is good, this world is, we have to enjoy this world, etc. It's okay, sure. But you should control your senses and you should learn so that you can also give back something to the society. Otherwise, you'll be constantly a problem for the society. So the knowledge is necessary. So brahmacharya, they will be. And what are the goals? Dharma, artha, kama, moksha. See how the Hindus, they mold the whole human body, human form, the human life. And it says in this way, the first is, the human life is divided into 4 parts. First 25 years is a student. Second 25 years, he is a grihastha. Third 25 years is a retired. And last 25 years, sannyasa. It goes in this way. And the Ramakrishna was talking thus to captain. And the devotees, when Jai Gopal and the Trailaka of the Brahma Samaj arrived, when the Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna was talking like that, the 2 Brahma Samajis, though when we are reading this book, this type of word when you are mentioning, we have to understand the social condition of that time. There is a great influence on the Bengali society particularly, and all over the India and other places also, the great influence of the Brahma Samajis. What are these Brahma Samajis? They suddenly started telling, and it started with Raja Ram Mohan Rai, then the Rabindranath's father, then the Keshav Chandra Sen, group after group they were going. What actually say? They said that to save Hinduism, we should not worship the images. Why? Because a group of Christians, they were going on telling, how can you worship God in an image? God is all pervading, God is all big. How can be in the stone image or the wood image? How it is? The traditional Hindus, they could not answer it properly, and they said, we should do it and you are not here to question us. So they closed their doors and windows. They were not ready to argue, to answer. Educated Hindus, they were a little bit, and education means the British education. The influence of the Britishers was too much. They followed that. So many of them, they were getting converted into Christianity. Then a group of people thought, why not we develop something, because the problem is with the images. If we don't worship through images, we can save our religion. So that you will find that lot of Samajis started coming. The Brahma Samajis and the Prarthana Samaj, and like this, they were all Samajis, and their only thing was, even those, you have gone to Assam, you will find over there, the Shankar Dev, he is a follower of Krishna. They are all devotee of the Krishna, they are Vaishnavas, but they never worship the Krishna image. They worship. So that is the way it developed, because that time it was like that. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna came, not only worshipped the image, he worshipped Kali, because the great the complaint was against the Kali. She is cutting, wearing that as a girland and all that. So that Sri Ramakrishna worshipped, and he proved that it is completely different. So these 2 persons, they were Brahma Samajis. They were saying that Hindus should worship Veda and not the images. So that was, they have come, Jai Gopal Sen and Trailaka of the Brahma Samaj arrived. They saluted the master and sat down. Sri Ramakrishna looked at Trailaka with a smile and continued the conversation. The Sri Ramakrishna, it is on account of the ego that one is not able to see God. In the front of door of God, there is there lies a stump of ego. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna's teaching is very simple. If you can remove the ego, you are God. Is there God? All the challenging. I don't believe in God. Is there God? Remove the ego and you see what? That is the consciousness. The when I say I, you are putting your finger on this body, but you were not knowing where this body was before you were born. What is this ego then? Not only that, I always say like this, suppose when I was lying on the lap of my mother, like that little baby, now suppose you take a picture, only the baby picture, and when he grows up to 20 years, you showed, whose picture is this and who is this? Oh, nice baby. Well, it is you. Nice baby means what? I was not knowing me when I was very young. And that I am telling I. Is it not that very first? What is this I? This body constantly changing, growing. And if I say the mind is also changing, then what is this I then? We won't be able to say what is this I. But the whole world is going on just because of this I, just because of this ego. Russia, Ukraine and all that, I. The moment they sit side by side, the same food that they are eating, same way they are talking, same the dresses and same thing. The peculiar thing is, they don't fight. They ask others to go and fight for them. And that is the way only the poor people from both sides, in the name of great patriotism, they go and die. People, they will immediately go to London and from there they will give statements. So this is the way. What is this I then? What is this ego? The Sri Ramakrishna is very simple. The ego, ami mole ghuchibe janjal. What is religion? To understand the truth. How to realize the truth? Remove your ego. Now this, how to remove the ego, that is the main challenge. That is the main challenge. This goes on in telling this. In the occasion of the ego, it's up to. There was once a man who had acquired a power to tame the ghost. The one day, at his summons, a ghost appeared. And the ghost said, now tell me what you want me to do. The moment you cannot give me any work, I shall break your neck. And we have. And the man was thinking, oh, I will ask so many things, so many things I want, that ghost will be tired. But for the ghost, it was so easy. It is going on, that finishing the job. Then ultimately, when all he said and everything was done, then finally the ghost said that I am going to kill you. He went to his guru and he said, sir, please save me. How can I save my? Because the ghost will kill me. The guru said, Swami Vivekananda said it in a different way, and he said, give the curly tail of a dog. And here the Sri Ramakrishna says, the kinky hair. If you straight the hair, it goes back again. You can never make it straight. The same way, the curly tail of a dog. And if you leave, immediately it goes back in that way. So this is the way it goes. When we talk about the ego, it is just like that. You can never make it straight. Somehow or other it comes up. It can never stop. It creates problem for the person and it creates problem for those who are living all around just because of the ego. Self-confidence is very good, but the ego is really, really dangerous. Likewise, the ego ceases to vanish the moment, but it reappears the next. Unless one renounces ego, one does not receive the grace of God. This is very clearly mentioned. Unless one renounces the ego, one cannot see the God. Those who have realized God, they are very simple type of people. Why? Because they don't have the ego. Ego is that clashes, but their personality is very difficult. You can never overcome, or the personality is there, But at the same time, they don't have the ego. Whatever I have said, that is the ultimate, and more than that, I am not going to listen to anything. That is called ego. Ramakrishna mission, the tapasya, they say, that sometimes the people say, we don't see you meditating for a long period of time. I told, our meditation is a little different type. So, and one lady was telling, the Swamiji, I saw you all the time in the office, either over phone or computer and all that. I don't see you meditating in the temple. I told, I do in the morning when you don't come. But anyway, if you like to see a monk meditating and you get encouraged by that, just give me a call that I am reaching within 5 minutes. I will be there. So at least for you, so then you will see the meditating, you will be satisfied. What is meditation? Thinking for in one way, right? So when we are constantly thinking, of course, after the great training for a long period of time, it's nothing but God. When you are talking with people or wherever you are going, constantly it is the God you are thinking. So that is called the meditation. And what is the effect of meditation? Just living alone? Majority of the people in America, they live only alone. They can live with dogs, but not with people. The 5 dogs will be there. They can care of them and all that. So all they are doing, but they cannot live with another single human being. Why? Because the ego clashes. That is the main problem. If somebody says the left door should be open, the right door. So fine. So go in between there should be. So this way it all with the most of them. I really wonder how come they are leaving? Because the dogs are not doing anything, or the pets. So this is the ego. We have to renounce the ego. Who is a holy person? Having the complete confidence, he knows this is this. At the same time, there is no ego. So if we go on analyzing, so what is this ego? Suppose someone is telling something. Okay, I accept that. I can adjust that. This is the way. Then what happens? Your life becomes happy. And if you remove the ego completely, what reveals? Consciousness. Pure consciousness. And nothing else there. I will conclude just giving that the example of the Vedanta. When we are all sitting over here, we are Jagrat, right? Our body, our mind, and everything is ready. Body, mind, and all others. And that is called Jagrat. And when you are sleeping, their body is absent. But we are still working. In the sleep, we see the dream, and in the dream, the whole world goes on. And suppose you are dreaming the same thing. The Swamiji has come, he is giving the talk, we all came, we all sat, he was doing this, he was doing that, all you were repeating. Though the body is absent, the mind is making his world, and there the tension, there the happiness, everything is there present, only in mind. That means without body there can be a world. And another time when that is also not there, we go into deep sleep and we come back, we remember. Without any dream, it was a wonderful rest. And that experience is always happy experience. Oh, I was sleeping, there was no dream, I was suffering. No one will say like that. Everybody becomes happy after coming back from the deep sleep. And that proves when your mind is not there, the ego is not there, body is nothing but the cage. Main is the mind. When the mind is not there, only consciousness remains, and the consciousness is nothing but happiness. That is the goal. Our whole goal is the happiness. The religion means happiness. And in the name of religion, if I am inspiring people to go and fight, that is not religion. If I am inspiring people to hate others, no, that is not religion. That is my ego I am presenting under the cover of religion. So one must be very, very careful. That's why Shankaracharya said the 3 things are very rare. Manushyatva, mumukshutva, mahapurusha samastraya. The guidance of a true, real guru is rarest. Most of the people in the name of religion, the package is the religion, but inside it is ego. He is ego. He is understanding. You should not talk to them, you should not eat their prasad, you should not visit them. What is that? Why? So this is the way, if we can understand, religion is the best way to become friends. Because the mind becomes broad and I can accept. Swami Vivekananda met one of his direct Guru Bhai, the direct disciple of Sri Ramakrishna, and Turiyananda ji. He used to call him as Hari Bhai. I don't know whether I have realized God or not, but my mind has become so broad. I can accept even the devil if it is there. So this is the self-confidence and the ego. And when you can remove the ego, we realize God. Thank you. Is there any question there?
The first question is from Gaurav Rai. He says, Pranam Maharajji, my question is that what is the difference between the energy used for gross body and Kundalini energy, vital energy?
See that the energy that we are using for this maintaining the body, then you know that in the food, from the food we are getting these and all that. But the Kundalini Shakti is called the primal energy. But because they say, but if you operate, you may not find. But the yogis, they find it is of the spinal cord. And the place that is a triangle, that is the place where it is there. And when one is meditating, that means calming down his mind, is a tremendous energy is necessary to fight against the mind. You have to withdraw the mind, you have to calm it. Sometimes the naughty children, how it is difficult to control them. The same way you are controlling your own mind, and slowly when it is going, it is a completely different type of energy. Completely different energy. It's not from the food. The yogis, they are not eating that type of food, but that energy is tremendous. Thank you.
The second question is from Ananya Roy. Pranam Swamiji, is minimum ego also bad for Sanshari people? Because if the other person goes on showing ego all the time, should we not show them back some ego?
Oh, sure. That you have to hiss. That is a very practical question, and Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, he gave the answer. He said, you should hiss, but you should not bite. But if you go on telling, oh, I am humble, and people will go and walk on you. No, you cannot, that you should not do. But at the same time, you are not going to do any harm to them. So that is the way, that not that all the time you have to adjust with people. You just try to do that. If it is not really working, just forget about them. Completely differentiate and then take you out from that, because you have many other purposes to fulfill. So don't waste your time and constantly wrapping up with all this. So that is the way also you can think. But ego, that binds us. But the self-confidence that gives us the freedom. But when you are showing the self-confidence, sometimes it shows like ego, but it is nothing like that. Then suppose someone, and I liked over here, one person came, he's a plumber in America, the plumber. Then when, in our country always we try to tell anyone coming, even the engineer, we give some suggestion. Then some of us, that he wanted to say to the plumber, see, there must be this thing, you should do like this, you should do like that. That boy, young boy, the hardly 22, 25 years, he said, don't teach me my job. I know my job. Just give it to me. That is not ego. That is the self-confidence. I know my job. You have asked me to complete it and I will do it. This is the problem. I am trying to do it. Serve. That is the way we have to. But your question, you have to hiss. You have to show sometimes that you have the courage and the power to retaliate so that the others will not disturb you. Thank you.
The final question. Devjani Dhar asks, if unknowingly ego comes sometimes without any proper cause, how to understand it and how to overcome it?
You need not to be someone to tell you, hey, your ego is rising. It's not necessary. No alarm is necessary. But this is the ego. Because the egoistic people, they can never become friendly with others. They can never become close to others, because the ego is such, it will make you completely alone. Because what I say, they don't understand, so I won't talk to them. Like that, slowly, you become completely lonely, very alone. So whenever this type of things are happening, be very careful. So that is the way we have to, and ultimately our suggestion always goes in this way: pray to God. But who has given us the ego? God only. So pray to God, tell God, I cannot control this. So please help me. Because of your ego, you have given me the gift, but the gift is creating problem. Now take back your gift. I don't want this ego. So that is the way, if we are praying to God, He will find one day your self-confidence will be there. You will be somebody in the society. People will appreciate you, because the moment the ego is going out, the consciousness, the purity is entering into your mind, and all people around will appreciate you, because the God is manifesting within. So naturally, that is a wonderful, and you will know that my ego is going out. Don't feel jealous. Whatever you are having the quality, that is your quality. So if somebody else is having some more other qualities, let them have. That God has given them. What I am going to do with that? So this is the way we have to control. Thank you, friends. Thank you for attending this session, and thank you, Shekhar and his family, for giving this opportunity. And the Vedanta Study Circle over here they have organized a very nice way. And when you talk alone, just looking at the camera, that is a very peculiar thing. But at the same time, if the people are there, you can see the faces. That is also another way. So now let us repeat this mantra, chant this mantra, and we conclude. Niranjanam nityam anantarupam bhaktanukampa dhritavigraham vai Ishavataram parameshamidhyam tam Ramakrishnam shirasa namamaha. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat. Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.